I am Courtney Sikora, and I'm going to discuss China today using the recipe teaching strategy. With this strategy, you will notice that each letter in the word recipe stands for a theme that I will cover over China, including religion, economy, culture, inventions, politics, and environment. China has had a huge impact on the world, and I believe it continues to do so. First, religion. China has been a multi-religion country since the ancient times. It is well known that Confucianism is an indigenous religion and is the soul of the Chinese culture, which maintains popular and support among people, but it did not develop into a national belief. Because of this, many other religions have been brought into the country over time. The five main religions allowed today by the Chinese Communist Party are Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, Islam, and Christianity. That being said, 15% of Chinese people are real atheists. Real atheists meaning people who do not have faith in any religion nor any activities related to religions or folk customs. The Chinese Communist Party rules the nation as officially atheist, but has slowly become more accepting of religion. The Chinese Constitution does give its people freedom of religion, but the Chinese Communist Party has deemed any other religion outside of these five illegal. Next, we'll move into economy. The Chinese currency is the renminbi, which translates as people's currency. It is made up of dollars called yuan or hua in Chinese. You will more commonly hear people refer to the dollar as hua because that is a local word used for it, but both yuan and hua mean the same thing. Each different bill has an image and different color on it, making them easily distinguished from the other bills used in Chinese currency. I have one example pictured here on the right side of your screen. There are also coins that are worth 1/10 of a yuan that look similar to the US nickel. When discussing the Chinese economy, they were the second largest importer and largest exporter in the world in 2013. This means that they are taking in a lot of materials as well as sending a lot back out of their country. The top exports of China are computers, broadcasting equipment, and telephones, and the top export destination of China's goods is the United States. The top import is crude petroleum. Culture, I'm going to discuss language, food, the arts, and customs of China. So first, there are 7 major groups of dialects of the Chinese language, which each have their own variation to them. Mandarin dialects are spoken by 71.5% of the population. And something interesting about Chinese dialects is that they are all very different from one another. Chinese is more a link of a language family rather than a single language with regional forms. For example, the English language has differences from the Midwest to the South, but it is all still the same language. We would all be able to talk to each other, and there wouldn't be any problems understanding the overall meaning of what we're saying. When talking about the Chinese language, there is possibly as much difference between some of the Chinese dialects as there is between Italian and French. Many Chinese are also fluent in English. Moving on to food, rice is not only a major food source in China, it is also a major element that helped grow their society to what it is today. It is a staple of their diet along with bean sprouts, cabbage, and scallions. When discussing protein, tofu is a main source of protein because they do not consume a lot of meat. Occasionally pork and chicken is included in meals, but usually tofu is used. Many musical instruments are integral to the Chinese culture as well as the martial arts, including Kung Fu. Kung Fu was born in China in the mid-1600s and is based on animal movements. There are many customs and celebrations in the Chinese culture. One very important one is the Spring Festival, which marks the beginning of the Lunar New Year. Like I explained earlier, Kung Fu was born in China in the mid-1600s and is based on animal movements, but China for inventions is mostly known for the 4 great inventions of ancient China, which are papermaking, gunpowder, printing techniques, and the compass. And these inventions of ancient China enormously promoted the development of China's economy, politics, and culture, and were introduced into the Western countries through various channels and had a substantial influence on the world today. Politics. The Chinese Communist Party has ruled since 1949. Its tight organization and ruthlessness help explain why it is also still in power. The party oversees and influences many aspects of people's lives, where they learn at school, watch on TV, their jobs, housing, and so on. It's an elite group made up of largely government officials, army officers, and model workers. Business people are also now being invited to join its ranks. As a whole, China has large areas of mountainous land, about two-thirds of the country. There are also numerous rivers and lakes. The big part about China's environment right now is that it's dealing with an environmental crisis. The country's economy and industry as a whole grew very quickly and caused decreases in overall public health because it is now the largest source of carbon emissions, and the air quality of many of its major cities fails to meet international health standards today. Severe water contamination and land deterioration are major issues right now in China as well. So coming back to what I said in the beginning, China has had a huge impact on the world and continues to do so today. Here's the sources I used, and if you want to test your knowledge, click the link below to go to quizzes. Thanks for listening.